Welcome to the Cash Flow Couple Podcast. I am Wendy Williams here along with my husband, John Williams.
Mahala. Or Mahali.
I'm not really sure.
Makalakaha, Makahani. I have a friend that says, I'm not sure how to pronounce this word, but he always sends it via text so I can read it, but I have no idea how to pronounce it.
I don't either. Is that like Hawaiian?
I think it's Hawaiian, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Mahala.
Mahala.
Or Mahola? Malaha?
Ashola mio.
No, it's not that. But whatever that is, hey, what's up?
What's up? How you doing? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm not allowed
back to that again.
I'm not allowed to say that. Damn, I keep forgetting. I'm not allowed to say that.
Well, quit doing it.
Well, I got to have something else to say.
This is true.
That's what I always say. How you doing?
That is what you always say.
I know. And now I got to come up with something else.
Well, that was more like the Joey one from Friends anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's more where I
that's
get
where you started saying that, because you were like a big Friends fan.
Yes, huge. I still am. It's just
it was on today, I noticed.
Oh yeah, I was watching that earlier.
I walked through the house and Friends is on. Like, what the hell?
Well, it's on Netflix now, so
okay.
you know.
Well, you've seen like every episode twice.
True, it's true.
But still, you watch.
It's a good show.
It was a good show. I liked Friends a lot.
I really did.
So,
I never really got into Seinfeld that much because it was on at the same time as Friends was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They were opposite each other?
I'm pretty sure for a little while they were.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I didn't get to. I like Seinfeld, but
yeah, it was a good show too.
Yeah, Friends was.
But same era. I mean, they were on kind of the same time.
Yeah. The episode I was watching today was Ross just got a beeper.
A beeper.
A pager.
A pager. That's right.
You remember pagers?
Yes. You know, we had them in our high school, but they weren't for. Well, originally they weren't for. Like, people would call. If you've never heard of a beeper, this was like something they had back in the olden days.
This was like the 90s.
I know. It was like pre-cell phone, right? But you could call this number and it would basically page them, like a doctor, like a pager or something, right? And it would show up like the phone number that you could call, and then you would like actually go to a phone.
Right, yeah.
Like probably attached to a wall somewhere and put a quarter in and call them, right? But anyway, at my high school, people that had them, they were actually attached to their car alarms outside.
What?
Yes. So like if their car alarm went off, then their beeper would go off, and it would let them know that their car alarm was going off, right?
Alrighty.
And so eventually, like, people's car alarms went off a lot. And so there were like all these kids in school with like these things going off during class, and so they eventually like banned them.
I bet they'd had to.
You know, kind of like they would ban a cell phone from the classroom today or whatever.
I don't think they do that.
Really? They let them have them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
When you were teaching, they had them?
Well, I was teaching middle school, so.
Well, middle schoolers have cell phones.
They did. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Were they allowed in class?
But it depends on the teacher.
Oh, really?
Some teachers let them have them if they were respectful and didn't have it out during teaching time. Then I felt like I was okay with that. But some teachers didn't allow them in the classroom at all. So.
Oh, really? Like leave it in your locker type thing?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. But now they use them a lot for research and stuff. So.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Like in the classroom, like pull out your phone and
do some research on such and such.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool I think it's genius because they're going to be on their phones anyway. You might as well put them to use and teach them how to use them for something other than social media.
Well, that's a good point. In our day, I was going to say in our day.
Oh my God!
I know,
long time ago.
But
when
we
I
had
was a
like
kid.
Yeah, right. So we had like the one computer in the classroom,
right?
It was like the Apple IIc with like the floppy disk that was like the actual floppy one.
We didn't
like
have any in the classroom. Ours were all in the media center.
Oh, we actually had one in our class.
Oh, see, now Ridgeway's high tech.
Yeah, Ridgeway was high tech. But so we actually had like one in the. Now we never used it for anything but Oregon Trail. Remember that
remember
game?
Oregon Trail. We had to go to the library to do that. Excuse me, the media center.
Yeah. Well, at least you had more than. See, we had like one computer and like 20 kids in a class.
Yeah.
And so.
No, we each had our own computer.
Yeah. So maybe we weren't so high tech. But so it's like 20 kids and trying to make a decision about what we're going to do on the Oregon Trail and who got, what was that disease you got eventually in the game?
It wasn't scurvy. That's what pirates get.
Yeah, that's you scurvy dog.
Scurvy dog.
No, it was something like that. Like, I want to say like the measles. No, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Tuberculosis?
No, I think that's like Doc Holliday.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It was something like that, though. Maybe it was tuberculosis, or maybe it was just pneumonia or something.
Well, that's true.
Who knows? But anyway, if you don't know what the Oregon Trail is, Google it.
Google it. That's right.
I don't have time to explain that. It was a green screen. It wasn't even color. Okay.
That's true.
But yeah, that's interesting because now the reason I was thinking of that is like every kid just about has a computer in their pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing in your pocket's like what 1,000 times as powerful as a.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. So that's actually something I hadn't thought about until you just mentioned it. Like the proliferation of computers in schools is like they bring their own basically in the form of a phone. That's interesting.
Might as well put it to use, man.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I say.
Makes sense to me.
I mean, they're going to have it out anyway. So we talked about cash flow last time.
Yeah, so we should probably get.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We did. We talked about cash flow and particularly how to cash flow.
How to cash
right?
flow.
Like
So
accounting
income
for all
minus
your
expenses
and
equals cash flow.
and all sorts and all that stuff. Yeah. So this time, you want to talk about our most recent deal and kind of talk about that. It's kind of exciting. It's our first quadplex.
Yes.
So quadplex means there's four of them in one building, right?
Right. Yeah. So this one's in. Am I allowed to say it's in Hickory?
We just did.
Okay.
Except you got to say Hickory.
Hickory. It's in Hickory.
Yeah. So this one's actually in Wendy's hometown.
Right. So I know the area.
Or one of your hometowns.
That's true. We moved 17 times when I was growing up.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Wendy. But you went to high school in Hickory,
right? So
you kind of consider that.
I consider Hickory.
Well, that was the last place you lived,
and my parents still live there, and
right. Yeah, you have friends there and all that kind of thing.
It's not far away.
It's not that far, no. But
we just got we're looking into a fourplex in Hickory, and it's
we're under contract on this one. We should be closing by the end of the month.
The end of the month, yeah.
There's a few hiccups going on here and there,
right?
But
it's interesting because we're solving a problem, which is what we do. So we're solving a problem. This seller's getting older. He's
looking to retire.
He's looking to retire. Yeah. So he's looking to liquidate some of his assets.
Right, and he has quite a few.
Right,
like over 100. So he's been doing this a long time. Now it's time for him to, start selling some of those off and get out of the business, basically. But it's interesting because we actually got this one from a wholesale deal, right? From a wholesaler.
Right. So if you don't know what a wholesaler is, that's a person that I know John's going to talk about the technicalities of it.
No, I won't.
I know you do. I know you want to.
I won't go there.
I know you want to.
I know. I just won't mention it.
Well, now you have to because everybody's going to be like, what is it? What is it? Tell us.
No, I would just say that technically wholesaling is buying a property at a discount, closing on it, and then turning around and selling it at a discount. That's traditionally wholesaling. It's just not what people mean by it today.
When I think of wholesaling, I think of assigning the contract where you go to a seller and say, hey, I know somebody who wants to buy your house, and you turn around and sell it at a higher price than what you bought it for. But you're not technically buying it. You're just putting a buyer and a seller together and assigning your rights to the contract.
Which sounds a lot like being a realtor.
It does.
But it doesn't require a license because you have what's called equitable interest, meaning you actually have a contract to buy the property. and you're not selling the property, you're selling
the
the
contract.
contract.
Right.
So it's like a fix and flip, kind of, except for instead of the house, you're flipping the contract to buy the house for a fee, right? So you're going to contract it for a price and then sell your rights in that contract for a fee. And then that person's going to go stand in your place and actually close and buy the property. That's what wholesaling means.
That's what I think of when
In general,
when
when
somebody
somebody's-
says wholesaling, you
I
know,
agree.
and it's
And there's always some guy like me
who says, well, technically, that's not
it's-
correct.
Yes. But everybody understands it to mean
Right.
flipping contracts.
Flipping contracts. Yeah. So,
But that's where we got it from. We got it from someone who had it under contract, and we're buying their rights to the contract.
right. So we're not buying it with cash.
No,
We've
we've made that mistake before.
Right.
We're not doing that again.
So we ain't doing that no more. So this was interesting because we are putting two buying strategies together. So we are putting together bank financing and owner financing.
Yeah. So the part of the agreement was the owner, and this one just happens to be around $100,000, so it makes the
So it's
numbers
good.
easy.
It's easy for math.
That's always like the
always like the
number
easy
you
math.
pick if you're going to give an example
Right.
because you can do the math in your head.
Yes.
But this one just happens to, it's really like 99.5 or something. We're calling it 100. But the owner is willing to finance half of that. So we bring 50,000, he'll finance 50,000.
Which means that he is willing to get payments on $50,000 for whatever term we set. So we could say whatever, like 20 years. For the next 20 years, we'll give you
X amount of dollars.
X amount of dollars, and he's going to be taking payments on that money.
Right. He kind of becomes
so he's
a bank.
the bank.
He's the bank,
Exactly.
and we're bringing up a bank, right?
Yes.
So we're kind of putting together a private individual who's willing to underfinance part of it,
Right.
and we're putting that together with a bank loan for the other part.
Right.
And
So
then we're kind of marrying those two together
Yeah.
to get to the full price. The advantage of that is we don't have to put in our own money into it.
exactly.
So, the great thing about that is how many of those can we do a year?
As many as we want.
Right. Because there's no limitation on cash.
Right.
This is one of those reasons why doing it this way as opposed to paying cash may be more advantageous to you as an individual. Because cash is finite.
Well, and it's advantageous to the seller too.
But what he's going to get over time is
More.
50,000 plus interest. And that adds up to more than 50.
Sure.
Right.
For
So
sure.
in this case,
Yeah.
I think the numbers are actually 7%
Okay.
that he's getting on top of that over, I think it's 10 years.
10 years.
So, amortize that out and you'll find out, he's getting more than the purchase price by taking part of it in payments, which totally makes sense to do,
Sure. Yeah.
especially since he's retiring basically, and that's why he's selling. And so this goes back to, solving problems.
Solving problems.
Part of his problem is, he'd like to have some cash now, but he also still wants cash flow.
Right. Well, that's why he got into the business to begin with.
Exactly. He's used to receiving those monthly checks. So he's also not only, setting himself up with some cash, but he's also setting himself up with some income in retirement. And I think that's smart.
Yeah. Not just for him, but for
Right. And he doesn't have to worry about
future
the building.
generations. Yeah.
He's just getting the money without the dealing with the property itself, the maintenance,
yeah. Yep.
It's very predictable. We talked about that last time. There are expenses, but they don't all come evenly, right? Some months you get bigger checks, some months you write a big check, right? And hopefully you've saved that up over time and you have to average it out. But if you're just collecting the payments, if it needs a new roof, he still gets paid.
That's right.
If the heat and air goes out, he still gets paid. If the tenants move out, he still gets paid because he's the bank, right? You just owe him the money and you owe him the payments no matter what. So that's a real benefit to him. It's a lot more hands off and it's a lot more predictable.
Yeah.
And for us, it allows us to acquire the property without using cash out of our bank account, right? That we can now go do something else with, invest elsewhere. So that makes a lot of sense.
So we found somebody who was willing to go get bank financing for the other half of the purchase price.
Yeah, so that's something else creative we did.
Right.
We didn't, about the only kind of loan we don't qualify for is a mortgage. Because they want you to have that W-2 income, right?
Mm-hmm.
Car, you fog the mirror, you can get one, right? But for us, going to a traditional bank route is difficult. However, that doesn't mean, if you're in that situation, it doesn't mean you can't partner with somebody who doesn't have that problem, right? So what we did is partner with somebody that has access to bank financing, but doesn't have the time.
Right.
So he's leveraging our time. We're leveraging his bankability.
Right.
And so that also is solving a problem for both sides, right? See how all these things are.
I know. It's like a win-win situation.
Yes. It's like winning all around.
It's winning.
Yeah.
We're going to get tired of winning.
Yeah. So now you're Donald Trump, right? You're going to get tired of winning.
Right. We're going to get tired of winning.
So is that what he said?
That's
you're going
right.
to win so much
That's
you're going to get tired of winning? That's what this feels like.
That's
because
right.
every piece of it is a win-win.
That's what,
right.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
The guy wholesaling it's getting a check.
Yep.
The guy owner financing it is getting a check.
That's 2 wins.
And monthly payments.
That's true.
We're getting none of our own money into it and monthly checks. Right. Our partner is getting no money into it, no time into it, and monthly checks.
Right. Because what we're going to bring to the table is we're going to rehab the property and then rent it out.
Right.
We will put property management in place.
Yeah.
So we're the ones that have the experience hiring contractors and managing rehabs, and then we put property managers
and plus
in
we
place.
have the time to do it.
And he
has a full-time job.
Sure. Yeah. And we have the time to do it.
He makes a lot of money at his job.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense for him to let us go do that stuff while he makes money elsewhere.
Right.
It's a better use of his time to be at work,
mm-hmm.
frankly. So why not work together? Why not partner up with somebody like that where you can both benefit? Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah. It's a win-win-win-win.
How many wins are there in that?
It's at least 5. Yeah. So that's interesting. It's neat to see how you can mix all these different kinds of investing strategies together to make a deal work for everybody. To make it that win-win situation for everybody.
Yeah, and the more the more tools you have in your tool belt, and frankly, the more people that you have to partner with,
mm-hmm.
the more successful you're going to be because you have more things that you can bring to bear, that you can put together. Right?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work, but it has to be a win for everybody.
Sure.
And that's what makes it very smooth. So I'm kind of excited about this one.
Too.
Actually. It's interesting. This is our first fourplex, I think I said already. But it needs, you said rehab, it needs very little.
Well, considering what we're used to,
this
is going to be a piece of cake.
This is true. Maybe it's all relative, but this one's just like putting in some vanities and maybe some flooring. And,
Oh, dude, we should totally use that same flooring that we used in this last flip.
Yeah, we really should. So
that turned out beautifully.
It did.
Holy crap.
In the one we're doing now, it's probably going to be our last flip ever, but we have a flip going on right now. And we tried a new flooring product that we haven't used before. And it goes down in sheets like you would think linoleum goes down. But it has the texture of
wood.
Yeah. It almost
like
feels like
plank.
Laminate wood flooring. And it looks awesome.
It really does. And it's even got the grooves in it and everything. Yeah. When you touch it, it feels like it. And it's gorgeous. It looks I was really impressed wood. With it. Man, me too. I'm totally using that again.
Yeah, but it was inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's so interesting about it.
Well, the money that we saved on the flooring, we put into the tile work in the kitchen and the bathrooms.
Yeah, that tile work looks good.
Tile work is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. See, this is the seductive part of
yes, it is.
fix and flips.
Well, it's my favorite part. I get to design and decorate shit.
That's the fun part, but it kind of
God.
makes you forget all the crap.
Well, yeah. But you know, I'm still going to get to do this with the buy and hold.
Right.
I mean, I still get to do that. I did it with the rentals that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, I still get to do that.
That's true.
So it's not like I'm going to be missing out on any of that.
That's true.
I'm just going to get the residual income off of it.
You just get paychecks every month instead of once every quarter and then go find another one.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this one, it needs like little stuff like it's just older. It needs probably like a new sink and a new vanity and, update the flooring, like I said. And
that's what we'll do. We'll go in
just
there
little stuff like that
and fix up the kitchen. We'll remodel the kitchen a little bit. And
yeah, it's going to be cool.
The bathrooms.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too.
And it's a new market for us.
Me too.
We don't have anything up that way.
Right.
And it'll be interesting to own something in your old hometown.
Yes, it will.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Do you think in high school you would have
No, I never in my wildest dreams would even, I always wanted to be a teacher. I mean, that's the only thing that I ever wanted to do.
Well, you did. You became a teacher.
Like my whole entire life since I was in the 7th grade. And I heard my French teacher, because we had electives in the 7th grade, and I heard my French teacher speaking French to somebody else, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I knew that that's exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So this is kind of like my second career.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still speak French?
I do. And I love to speak French. J'adore parler français.
Well, see, the cool thing about this is you can now go to France and just speak French over there.
Actually, I would like to own some property in France somewhere.
Really?
Preferably in the south of France would be really, really cool.
I wonder if it's hard to buy property overseas.
I have no idea. I'd really like to know.
I know celebrities do it and stuff, but they're different anyway.
And you could Airbnb the hell out of something like that.
You can't? Do they have Airbnb in here?
Oh, yeah, totally. Okay. It is international.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For sure.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And we could go stay there, and I could speak French, and
we could stay there, and I could speak French, and what am I going to do?
I don't really care.
Eat?
I don't really care what you do.
So I'm just going.
I'm going to sit in the cafes.
I don't speak any French.
You know when you're in trouble.
Well, yeah, it's like it's like Ricky Ricardo at 7 French. I can tell by the tone it's something bad, but I don't really understand it. So I think she does this so she's not hurting my feelings.
Right.
Because she's probably calling me things I wouldn't want to call in English.
Well, that's the kind of French that I learned when I was over there, because
That's right.
I learned French.
Because you didn't go to class.
Because I never went to class. I learned French in the bars.
Yeah, so Wendy goes to the bar to learn French. It's probably the best place to learn.
Right? It was awesome. What a good time, man. If you ever get a chance to
study abroad,
man, do it. Because it's the best. It's the time of your life.
Well, you would think so, because you never went to class. Spent all your time in a bar.
I need to do a shout out to my friend Catherine, who took notes for me.
So she was the one that went to class. So Catherine went to class, took notes while you were at the bar, and then you just studied those. And
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure I studied something. I passed.
Yeah, but to be fair, you told me they basically passed all the international
back
students.
a long time ago. They did, because this was crap. I'm dating myself again.
Yes, you are.
Of course, this is
back when we had beepers.
Damn it, I'm old.
What's the difference in a beeper and a pager?
I don't know. I thought they were the same thing.
I think there's a technical difference.
Yeah.
I'll Google it.
Google it.
On the next exciting episode, the difference between beepers and pagers.
Stay tuned. All right, we need to wrap this up.
Okay.
It's time to put the children to bed, and it's time to watch Walking Dead.
That's right. Walking Dead's on tonight, and we missed it last week.
We did, so we're going to have to, hopefully they'll replay the first episode, or the episode last week that we missed first.
So we'll do that.
I'm still waiting on Game of Thrones to come on.
Yeah.
I'm going to be waiting for a long time. Such a good show.
So anyway, duplex, quadplex.
Yep. Quadplex. Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of the Quadplex.
Yes. And cross your fingers.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have it closed by the end of the month.
It will be closed by the end of the month.
Yes.
We need to have our mindset right.
It will be closed. Yes.
Yeah. So there's a couple of different ways that you can get in touch with us. If you know the difference between a beeper and a pager, please let us know you can email us at John and Wendy, WYNDE, at thecashflowcouple.com. You can find us on Facebook at The Cashflow Couple. And we also have a website, The Cashflow Couple. Is it the or the?
The? I think it's either.
The, because I always say the cash.
Say the.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it's like Caribbean though.
Oh, okay.
You could say it either way.
Potato, patata.
Except for Appalachian. There's no Appalachian.
That's true. It's always Appalachian.
Right.
Amen. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with us here in the basement.
Until next time.
Peace.